Hey guys, Greg Yetter here, and I'm back with another video about selling on Amazon. For those of you who don't know me, I have a product that I sell on Amazon in the mid six figures per year, and I've learned a number of things over the year that I'd like to share with you. And today I specifically want to talk about protecting yourself on Amazon, protecting your trademark, protecting your product from counterfeits and fake listings. So that's what we're going to dive into today. And the main categories are going to be the prerequisites, what you need to do before you can get protected on Amazon, and what you should ideally already have done or should do right away. And then some of the programs you can take advantage of with Amazon to protect yourself and to really make your life a lot easier when selling on Amazon, to kind of get rid of some of the problems with Amazon that so many people complain about. So the first part is the prerequisites, and that really comes down to having a registered trademark. For those of you who don't know how the United States trademark system works, there's basically two types of trademarks, and you might notice these based on the symbol that's used, either a TM or an R next to a brand name. Now, the R symbol is a registered trademark. This is a trademark that has actually been vetted and approved by the governing body, which is the United States Patent and Trademark Office, or the USPTO. So the registered trademark means that you have gone through a process and the USPTO has looked at it and said that nobody else conflicts with this trademark, and this company is specifically allowed to use this trademark in the United States. TM is more informal. It's a bit more like how copyright typically works, where you are claiming that you own this name, but you haven't officially registered it. And this still gives you some legal protections. However, in the eyes of Amazon, you really need a vetted trademark, so that would be the registered trademark with the USPTO in the United States. Now, for anyone selling physical goods, Amazon or not, you should really have a registered trademark. So I recommend getting on that now. Now, there are three ways of going about this, ranging from the hardest, but also the cheapest, up to the most expensive, but also the quickest and probably the most likely of having success. So the hardest but cheapest way of getting a trademark is doing it yourself. And the only cost other than your time would be the registration fees that you'd have to pay to the USPTO. However, this is a bit risky if you're not familiar with the trademarking process, as a lot of people can make mistakes and end up costing themselves more money and a lot of time. The cheap way of doing it could take anywhere from 6 months on the very ambitious end to over a year to get your trademark approved. Now, the second thing you can do is to work with a trademark attorney. This is going to be more expensive because you have to pay the USPTO and then you also have to pay the attorney, but it can save you a lot of time and aggravation because these guys know the ins and outs of the trademark system, and you have a higher likelihood of success, which could save you time and aggravation. Who I recommend is Anton from Trademark Garden. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. They're not paying me. They don't even know I'm making this video, but I've actually successfully worked with them on several trademarks and have had really good results every single time. They really guided me through the process of understanding some of the ins and outs that even somebody who studied trademarks a bit wouldn't really understand. And then they put together a really comprehensive application that had fewer problems getting through with the USPTO. And I've actually worked with Trademark Garden on a Method 1 trademark and a Method 2 trademark because I filed one trademark successfully on my own with no additional help. But on another trademark I filed, the trademark office came back with an office action. So then I got Trademark Garden involved and they straightened things out. And then I worked with Trademark Garden again from scratch because I was trademarking something a bit more complex. So I highly recommend working with them. It's been a really great experience doing so. Now, the third thing that you can do, which is the quickest and most likely to have success, but also the most expensive, is using Amazon's IP Accelerator program. And what this does is it helps you get a registered trademark, but once your trademark is in the filing process, you actually get early access to some of the benefits we're going to talk about next. So, if time is of the essence and you're ready to sell now, but you don't have a registered trademark, I'd highly recommend looking into the Amazon IP Accelerator program. So to sum up, preparing to protect yourself on Amazon, you're really going to need a registered trademark, whether you do it yourself, work with an attorney, or work through Amazon's IP Accelerator, which ranges from cheapest to most expensive but fastest. You may also want to look into getting patents for either the design of your product or some of the functions of your product if it is a patentable product, because this can protect you against counterfeits down the road. But more important for selling on Amazon and defending yourself against people trying to sell your product right now is going to be getting the registered trademark. Now, once you have your registered trademark, then you can start taking advantage of some of Amazon's programs. If you've gone through the Amazon IP Accelerator, you may get early access to some of these programs, specifically the first one, which is Brand Registry. Brand Registry is a portal on Amazon that you use to tell Amazon that you have registered trademarks for specific brand names. Now, you have to use a registered trademark with Brand Registry. You can't use one of the TM trademarks. Amazon really needs that external validation. They don't really want to go through the rigmarole of proving whether you're the trademark owner or not. They'd rather lean on the USPTO to do so. So you need that registered trademark. But once you have that registered trademark, Brand Registry is really powerful. And I'll give you some examples of how we were able to fight some counterfeit people who are claiming to use our name on Amazon, even though they do not manufacture our product, and they were just totally trying to sell a cheaper version of our product that is not actually made by us and is not even the correct product. So the first thing you can do is report listing violations. Every product page you see on Amazon is considered a listing. And if somebody else is claiming to sell your product and use your brand name, but it's not actually your product, yet they're using that name, you can report that this listing is violating your registered trademark. And then Amazon will go investigate. And if they see that you're right, they will remove the listing and notify the other party that it's like, hey, you can't do that. The listing could come back after that, but they will have to have all of the references to your brand removed. The other thing you can do is you can actually get physical products removed from Amazon's warehouses. So we've had the issue where somebody not only used the listing on Amazon, but they actually put our name on the product packaging or on the product itself. So what you have to do is you have to buy the product from the counterfeit vendor, and then you have to take pictures and prove that the product in question is using your name illegitimately. This is not going to be perfectly protecting you against counterfeiters, because if they make something that's maybe a similar design, but it doesn't have any reference to your brand name, that's going to be harder to enforce, especially without a patent. But this brand registry program is really going to get you a long way into protecting your product on Amazon. Now, the second program that works in tandem with brand registry, but it's even more powerful, is brand protection. Now, this is actually a bundled program as part of Amazon Launchpad. Amazon Launchpad is a program to help startups and small companies get their products listed on Amazon. Now, as somebody whose product is enlisted in Amazon Launchpad, I can tell you that the benefits are not really that great, with the exception of brand protection. Brand protection makes all the difference on Amazon Launchpad. So what brand protection does is it actually locks out your listing from anyone else being able to post products. Typically on Amazon, anyone who claims to sell a product can say that they're selling it on Amazon, with the exception of some brands like Apple, because they have specific agreements with Amazon. But if you have brand protection, only you and Amazon Warehouse can sell products on your listing. So that means XYZ company can't come onto your listing and claim to sell your product, and then some people end up buying a counterfeit. It also means that other people can't tamper with your listing. We've had people in Canada, for example, upload pictures of t-shirts in place of our light bulb images. So this is something that they actually can't do on our US listings, because those listings have brand protection. So this really makes the experience of selling on Amazon much more pleasant, because we're not constantly policing our listing to make sure that people aren't doing something silly. The downside of Amazon brand protection is that it costs money. For most products on Amazon, Amazon will charge you a 15% commission, although it will depend on the product category that you're selling in. Well, Amazon Launchpad, which bundles brand protection as one of its features, actually adds an additional 5% charge on that commission. So your 15% commission becomes a 20% commission. In my opinion, this price is a little steep, yet we still take advantage of it right now because it makes selling on Amazon a lot easier. However, I really wish that they would unbundle brand protection from the rest of Amazon Launchpad, because we would probably opt out of Amazon Launchpad because we really don't take advantage of many of the other features and they're not really high value to us, yet brand protection is high value. So we would like to pay maybe 1 to 2% just for brand protection. But as of this date right now, you have to get Amazon Launchpad to get brand protection, as far as I know, and it costs 5%. So be it. I want to talk about one more program in the Amazon protection ecosystem, and that would be Amazon Transparency. This is less related to your registered trademark and brand name and more related to fighting counterfeits. And I would say it's especially useful if you are unable to get brand protection or you don't want to pay that 5% additional fee. How Amazon brand protection works is that it applies a unique barcode to every individual copy of your product. It's actually more like a QR code. And what people can do is then they can go on the Amazon app and check the product to see if it's legit or not. What happens is that your factory will put on a unique copy of the label. So even if I have 2 of the identical products, same box and everything, there'll actually be a label on the packaging that will be different. So this one will have a slightly different QR code than this box. And then what happens when the units are inbounded to Amazon FBA, Amazon will scan them again, and they'll make sure that you can never have 2 copies of the product in their ecosystem. Because if there are 2 copies of the product, that means that somebody probably copied that Amazon Transparency label to try to pass it off as a legit product. But as soon as you get 2 in Amazon's ecosystem, it sets off an alarm, oh, this is not a legit product. And then what the customer can do on their end is they can open up the Amazon app and again scan the product for verification that this is a legit product, not a counterfeit. So if you're in a space that's highly competitive and prone to counterfeiting, I would highly recommend that you consider this program. It could really save you a lot of aggravation. But again, it costs you a bit more. You have to pay per label, and they have a standard fee schedule. However, sometimes you're able to get discounted rates or maybe even negotiate with Amazon on the label cost. And you're going to have to pay the additional cost of making sure that your factory puts a unique label on the packaging, which is sometimes hard to do depending on how your packaging is set up. But if you're looking to fight counterfeits, it could be a really valuable program. You would just have to commit to starting to label every single individual copy with the same SKU with Amazon Transparency. Up to you. So I would say overall, definitely get brand registry as soon as you're able to get that registered trademark, and look into brand protection, as it could save you a lot of aggravation on Amazon. As an alternative to Amazon brand protection, or even on top of it, you may want to look into Amazon Transparency to get that really unique individual product identification in case counterfeits are really a problem in the category that you're selling. So I hope that was useful. I'm still planning to do more Amazon and e-commerce videos soon, but I'd love to know what you think. Do you have any questions? Is Amazon the right path for you? Or would you say that all of the individual challenges with selling on Amazon are too much to handle? Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.